Cake, cake, Reiki or cake? 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 Reiki or cake? Hello and welcome to Roman Nose. When I'm not eating cake, I do love a good joke. So imagine having the choice of learning, practicing and teaching any therapy you choose. Imagine making it your life's work through research and supporting people for decades with that therapeutic method that you're continually striving to evolve and grow. Imagine doing all that, and it turns out of all the therapies you could have chosen, you picked the one that was the butt of the joke. It's in movies and TV shows, just about everywhere online, and in everyday conversations, casually, innocuously. The thing you love so much and have felt so connected to so deeply is used to get a laugh. Because you can be so utterly gullible that you start nicking chips from tourists down the beach, but at least you're not so gullible as to believe Reiki is actually a thing. Like a thing that actually works, right? Welcome to my world. And whilst I would never, ever make Reiki into a laughing matter, I do appreciate that Reiki therapy has become a bit of a joke for most people. Reiki therapy is now seen by many as the most esoteric, most outlandish, most hippie chick woo-woo pseudoscience of a placebo-based new age punchline of a joke ever known to mankind. But you know what? I do quite find it fun in a mischievous kind of naughty way, as is my wont. Because life is all shits and giggles, and somebody, usually me, invariably giggles, and you get the idea. I know I do, because when you get to my age, oneself is a constant concern, usually on a train or somewhere with little to no access to paper towels or running water. But even with that ever-present danger, I still love to giggle. Laughter is a powerful, restorative thing. And you know what else? Reiki is going to do what Reiki do, regardless, because Reiki is. An aspect of why it is so easy to laugh at the concept of Reiki and the people who are so passionate about its therapeutic use is because it's so difficult to prove. There's no real money to be made in Reiki therapy and the profession of Reiki therapy. Hence, so little is spent on research. And even when scientific evidence is reported, skeptics will present conflicting evidence to prove otherwise. Because when somebody is passionate about Reiki therapy and fits the evidence to demonstrate that it works, this is called pseudoscience. When somebody wants to disprove Reiki therapy works and fits the evidence to support their narrative, it's called scientific.
Climbing up this mountain we are climbing up this mountain to the top.
At best, Reiki therapy is regarded as a placebo, a stand-in for real medicinal treatment that causes a person to heal in the mysterious, scientifically unproven and factually ambiguous method of mind over matter. There is a lot of air bunnies in this episode, as you may see. The challenge with the placebo hypothesis is, apart from nobody actually knowing how the placebo effect works, what it is, or why some placebos work and others not, the placebo is a thing, a harmless tablet or pretend action, something that makes the patient believe they are going to heal. So they do. For me, the placebo is not important. It's the going to heal, so they do bit that's so fascinating. This is called a healing response, and I believe the healing response is a key factor in why Reiki is better than a placebo. Let's imagine a person cuts their hand. Just a small cut, nothing too serious. Without any interfering factors, the cut soon stops bleeding. A scab forms, and within a few days the cut has healed. The body has healed itself, just as it has done for billions of humans over millennia. Now imagine that same person keeps picking the scab and reopening the wound. The healing process is hindered, which might even lead to an infection or a scar forming. Yet the body is persistent in its attempts to heal itself, even when being actively tampered with, even if the scab picking continues for months or years. The body still endeavours to heal until the person stops picking, gets out of the way, and the wound heals completely. The body naturally heals without any conscious intervention from you or I. This healing response is the default in most people. It is hardwired into us, and it just happens. It's not until we start hindering the process the healing response is diminished or ineffective. Through stress, disturbance in sleep or nutrition, emotional upset, trauma, disease, or consistent injury, and so on. When these other factors get in the way, the healing response cannot achieve what it is designed to achieve. Remove the mitigating factors and the healing response will do its thing. But whilst the obstacles get in the way, our health suffers. This is where Reiki therapy enters the picture, because rather than being a placebo, Reiki helps remove the factors that are getting in the way and stopping the body doing what it do. When Reiki treatments soothe a person who is stressed, act as balm for exhaustion, salve for the emotionally fraught, that treatment is supporting the body's own healing response. When we place emphasis on the placebo, it creates a dynamic of being fooled in some way, as only a truly gullible person would fall for that trick. There is something essentially lacking in compassion for people who are suffering, when on top of their pain, they are also labelled foolish or believing in all that Reiki nonsense. By shifting the onus across to the healing response rather than what glimmered that healing response, we are essentially nourishing the person, because we are focusing on how amazing their body is, fighting the good fight and striving to heal against what are sometimes unimaginable odds. And let's be clear, there is not enough evidence and not enough research to say definitively whether Reiki therapy is better than a placebo. The quality research there is available does fall in both camps, with a majority towards the Reiki therapy achieving better results than a placebo. However, the healing response approach does make all this moot. If it works for you, it works for you, and don't let anybody take that away from you. So, when somebody whose motivation is simply to remain skeptical about Reiki therapy claims placebo and doubles down on their pseudoscientific application of barely available research to prove beyond a doubt something that cannot be proven or disproven beyond a doubt is a placebo, remember, Reiki therapy does not dabble in a thing. It is not about hand positions and symbols. These are the hallmarks of a placebo. It is the endeavour of removing obstacles to healing, to calm the nerves, to soothe the mind, to lessen stress, to aid sleep, to relax the body, and most of all to get us out of the way of our own bodies. Integral birthright to heal, as it has genetically, scientifically and observably proven to do for millennia. And when that same placebo muncher stands on Mount Stupid in an attempt to shout down at you and to make themselves more important than you, don't engage. Just remind yourself that the body heals, and you don't need to prove that to anybody. Our species' very existence over millennia is all the proof necessary. We heal. Fact. And if Reiki therapy helps you heal and helps others to heal, then what motivation could anybody have for trying to make you the butt of their joke? Now and always, eat cake, enjoy your Reiki experiences, and be enchanted.